Okay, flash came on, it's a little bright, but you can see I got the two, I got the rubbers on here and the intake manifold in. They could have been a little wider, but they're covering the gap. And I'm going to use this stainless steel aircraft thing they call it. I recommend these highly. You know, there's a lot of vibration with these motors, and the old straps are thinner and they're made out of just regular metal, and they break all the time, and they're hidden behind all kind of stuff you can't see what's going on. So if you're doing one of these old bikes, you got to use these straps if you're going to drive it all the time. And the only thing I would do is change this nut right here, this stop nut. I would get a stainless one and put it on there, because this one is not holding up, and I'm not going to go to the store and get one. So, all in my theme of not spending any money. So I'm going to put these straps back on, and then I'm going to go for the intake manifold and the spacer. And this port right here, I didn't do the last one, this port right here goes to the see, there's a diaphragm or vacuum operated switch, VOS maybe, VOES, vacuum operated electronic switch. So what this gizmo does is, this might even, this tab right here might even go on the back of here, I'm not sure. That might be what I have to do first before I mount that. That might have to be mounted. I think it goes like this. I'm not sure. And that would go into this port right here. You can see that. So what that does is, when you give it throttle and the vacuum, the engine increases, it operates this diaphragm inside here, and then it will ground the voltage coming on this wire, and that goes all the way down around, and it goes into the computer that's behind this cover. It has a crane, aftermarket crane, what's it called, a single fire ignition. So when you give it gas, it has a different timing, or it's like a vacuum advance, I guess. And the crane ignition also works with this. This is not a stock. It's not a stock coil either, because the stock coil only has 2 wires, it doesn't have 3. And then those older bikes or Harleys would fire both cylinders. Not the same time. Well, the plugs would fire, but you have a wasted spark. And I found when I went to that system that the bike warmed up better. It did change it. It gave a little just better tuning to it. And that goes back here. I assume it's okay. I'm gonna have to get into that. And the timing set, you take the plate off and you would turn it to advance or retard the timing. And that'll be it for this video. Okay, so I got the carburetor on, and I also got the cable stop mounted up there, so I can get that going. I might take this off because it feels like it's a little gummy. I might try to clean that off a little bit. I couldn't use the 1-inch carburetor spacer, so I'm just using the actual one that comes with the S&S kit. I don't have a bolt that's long enough. My bolt's too short to go through and mount it. It didn't come with it. It was something I picked up at the hardware store. So here's the old air filter. Not much left of it. That's a very old air filter. Let's So I gotta clean this up a little bit. The cover's done. The chrome on it's no good. Maybe I can paint it black or something later. But rooting through my stuff, I found this box on my shelf, S&S air filter from JP Cycles, and I didn't go out and buy it, so here's the original packing slip, and the date is (4/5/16). JP Cycles. So it's been sitting on the shelf for 3 years now. So I got this, and that will fit onto the air cleaner back plane. It'll go around these two bolts, and then the air cleaner rides on this little notch. And also, before you use this, you're supposed to oil the filter. Getting dizzy yet? What did I do with that? Here it is. So also in my batch of lubricants, I've got this Unifoam filter oil, which you soak all over the filter and makes it grab onto all the little particles of dust better. So I still haven't spent any money. All right. I might have some black spray paint, but I don't know if I need that. I'll just throw it on there, rusty and everything, and just to get it started. I really don't need an air cleaner to get it started, but I think it's better, so it, I imagine it runs better without it, gets more air. But I'm going to put the air cleaner on, and I tried to polish it up a little bit, put a little Mothers on there and see if it would shine up. It comes up pretty good. It just takes a lot of work. Need to fire up the Dremel again. And I got to put this bolt back in right here that holds the engine to the frame, so there might not be enough clearance. I might have to back this back out, we'll see. But I want to tie that back down to the frame before I start her up. See you next time. Alright, we're back on the Sportster project a little bit. I've got the manual choke cleaned and the back plane secured to the carburetor, S&S, and now I'm going to lube up the air filter element and just put that old rusty cover back on. I also got these pipes. I just put these pipes back on so I have something to fire it up on. These are just drag pipes. There's no mufflers involved. And let me mount the air cleaner on and I'll be right back. Alright, I forgot the air cleaner bracket there, so I mounted that up. It goes in with that screw. Guess I really don't need it, but I'm putting it on anyway. And also I almost forgot the crankcase ventilation tube, so that goes up in there, and then that vents through this little hole right here, and that would go inside the air cleaner. So here's the air cleaner lubed up and ready to go. Just shot it with lubricant oil. That fits like this. And your air, it's almost covered up, isn't it? So there's your air cleaner mounted up and ready to go. And it is sticky. Let me put that on and I'll get back with you. Alright, so I got the air cleaner mounted, the cover. You can see the clean air filter, and there's the choke, manual choke. It's still a little stiff operating, but I did hit it with some oil. Should be enough to get it running. So now I got to come over this side, and I have to mount this bracket in up here. And to get that bolt in, I might have to take this vacuum switch off. I'm not sure if I can get it in there. So I'll probably have to back this bolt back out, holding that on. I guess I was counting my chickens before they hatched. And I gotta find a bolt for this. I'm sure I got it somewhere. And there's the ignition. High intensity coil, high intensity rust. And this right here is a aftermarket, not aftermarket, but it's not original switch. It is a Harley part. And I gotta mount that up in here with the horn assembly, just enough to hold it in place. I want to keep it off the cylinder. It's gonna burn these. It's gonna burn right through that. Not good. So let me get to work on the frame mount, and I'll be back.